Hey yo, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make guitar melodies for trap beats, drill beats, any kind of beats that involve guitars really. Don't worry about it if you use Ableton or Fruity Loops, these techniques will work in any DAW. Before we do jump into it, if you are new here, please consider subscribing. We are so very close to 50,000 subscribers. If you are new to the channel, we do it all here. Free VSTs, sample packs, presets, giveaways, tutorials. So if you are interested in any of that, click subscribe now. With all that out of the way, let's jump into the MacBook. So I should be able to see now we are in my MacBook. Also, we are in Ableton 10. Don't worry about it if you use Fruity Loops, Logic, anything like that. These same principles will work in any DAW. So let's get into it. So first of all, I'm going to open my first free VST called Ample Guitar Lite 2. This is what it looks like. Turn stroke noise off, auto HP off. All the links for these free VSTs will be in the description below. So we get started on the melody. So there's loads of different ways to approach this. If you know music theory, you can bang out some chords, no problem. If you don't know any music theory but you use like Fruity Loops, you can use ghost notes. In Ableton, we don't really have ghost notes the same way that Fruity Loops do. So I'm just going to start off by showing you guys that don't know any music theory how to go about making some chords. And then you've got to decide what kind of chords you want, what scale you want it to be in. And obviously you don't know scales because you don't know music theory. So what I would do in your position is just Google it. Google what scales and what notes to hit. So here is Google and I have typed in B flat minor scale piano. And here it tells you every single note that is in that scale. So what I would do is I would go onto the spare MIDI track here and just simply click all of the notes that are in that scale, copying it from Google. And there we are, that is the B flat minor scale, and I would just copy and paste it to all the octaves that you would potentially use in the track. So there we are, I'll stretch it across. So now what you can do is what most people don't know, that is Ableton have had ghost notes for a while, but it's just not the same as Fruity Loops ghost notes. So all you have to do is double click on your empty MIDI track there and then go ahead and highlight both tracks like that. And as you can see now, there's two bars here. The top one is your top track and the bottom one is your bottom track. And if you click on the bottom track, you can see all the gray notes. And they're all the notes that you can use in the B flat minor scale. Any of these notes that you use here will just fit because they are all in the right scale. And that's what I would do if I didn't know any music theory and I didn't know how to build chords. That works in any genre, so take that how you want it. But like I said, if you do use Fruity Loops, just ghost notes is fine. So with that out of the way, like I said, all I'm going to do to start with is build some chords. I always like to start with the bass note. There you go, that's sounding very nice. Also in Fruity and other DAWs, you have like a strum feature, I believe. I'm not quite sure how to do that in Ableton or if it's possible. I know in Ableton 11, they make it a lot easier for you. But if you don't know how to do it, you just simply move some of these back like so to give it that humanized strum feel. As you can tell, that sounds fine, but just to give it that extra guitar feel, as it's not quite doing it at the moment, is you can add the Guitar Rig. Guitar Rig 6 player is absolutely free. All you have to do is download Contact Complete and the Contact 6 player. I'll leave all that in the description below. It's all absolutely free, so don't worry about that. So you can tell there's a big difference there. It sounds a lot better now. Let me just pause it quickly. In my last video, I asked you guys to write Imagine in the comments below for a shout out in my next video. This is that next video, and here are the people that commented. Big shouts to them. If you do want a shout out in my next video, all you have to do is like this video right now and comment Melody Magic in the comments below, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. Now let's get back into it. So now we have to just give it a bit more spice, a bit more flavor, a little bit more rhythm. It sounds a bit bland at the moment. So what I like to do is, you see these gaps here, they can all just be used for passive notes there. I think that's what they're called, just to give it a bit more pace about it. So as you can see, we're not actually using any fresh notes from the scale. We're using the exact same notes we've already used. Will it sound better like this? There you go. See how it's got a bit more rhythm about it now. So I'll probably make this exactly the same as the first one. Okay, so this is the main structure, the main core of our guitar. So just to give it that extra human feel, I like to just randomize the volume here. I believe in other DAWs you can right click and randomize this, but I'm going to do it manually here. So next up, I'm going to add a top layer onto it just to give more frequency and a little bit more oomph to the melody. If you don't know anything about music theory, just use those ghost notes that I taught you how to use earlier. The effects really makes a difference in my opinion. Gives it that sample feel, that old type of feel. If you are on a budget, you can get this tape cassette too for free. Show you how that sounds. But I'm going to be using my very new tool called the OCS 45 by Oversampled. I just got it and it is very awesome. $15 from $67. I think it's on sale at the moment. And what it does is just incredible. So this is before. And this is after. So also with these top notes, you don't have to leave it as a guitar. I like to maybe add a flute to the equation. Spitfire Audio BBC Orchestra has a nice flute. This is a free VST. Sounding very cool, but I think this might sound better. I'm just going to use the top notes just to glide from bar to bar. Add a new instrument for this melody here. Since we're doing 3 VSTs, I'm going to see what Vital is saying. Here are my favorites here up top. So with the flute, I have added a 60% wider on it just to make it wider, believe it or not. Sounding very nice. All we need now is a nice 808 and some drums. I really like this Cymatics 808 here. Very short sounding, kind of like the 808s the Baby has in his tracks. So what I would do is I would get the original chord, use all of the bottom notes for the bass notes. Very basic, but it leaves a lot of room for the artist to express themselves, and it leaves a lot of room for the drums. Very basic drums here, just to give you an idea how the track sounds like as a whole. I threw an impact in there as well, and a cymatics hi-hat loop. If you want that loop, feel free to convert it to MP3 from YouTube and just take it. Actually, forget that. I'm going to put the whole project in the description below. Drums, midis, melodies, all of that, just to give you guys an idea of how to do it yourself. I'm not saying just take the project and call it your own. Just take a look into it, see what I did. Hopefully it'll help you. Some drums in there as well. So I have changed up the vital sound and the melody because I just felt like it needed a bit more high end since we've got all that low end going on. So this is what the actual melody sounds like. Bit of halftime. I simply made it from the chords that we made earlier like this. Easy as that, and it makes a big difference as well, especially in the mix. And that is it for today's video. Hopefully you took some kind of inspiration from this video. Hopefully you learned something along the way. If you do want this project, it will be in the description below. One last thing before we do leave. In my last video, I was doing a giveaway. Here are the winners of the Brain VST. Big shouts to Venatum for letting me give those away. If you didn't win this time round, don't worry about it. My 50k giveaway is just around the corner. Another chance for you guys to win something. With all that being said, I just want to thank you guys for coming to spend time here on the channel. Be safe, be productive, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.